Again, as we said, الإكزام two parts. البارت الأولاني theoretical. Materials are posted on Google Classroom. You're gonna find it here. Was free material. The theoretical part will be direct data entry. Okay, it will be online Moodle quiz. 13 MCQ questions or 2 short answer questions. If you click on the PDF, okay, the PDF is talking about direct data entry, and they are types of devices you can use with no interaction with the computer, such as the device called magnetic strip reader, the device you can read the ATM card, the credit card with. They are called direct data entry devices. You need to know the name of the device, the usage of the device, advantages and disadvantages, and you're having questions here, okay, in the PDF. And then if you scroll down, you're gonna find exam questions, study them as 2 of them will come in the quiz, okay? As for the practical part, when you sign to Google Classroom, you're gonna find a quiz named the practical quiz, okay? You need to enter your email. The exam will be displayed here instead of good luck. Type your name and your class. At the end, you need to copy the link of your game as if here we have your project and you're done. Click share, copy the link, paste the link here, okay? And then click submit, okay? The Google quiz has a duration the same as Moodle quiz. The duration for the practical exam will be 30 minutes, okay? And for the practical exam, it will be 25 minutes, okay? How will you study the practical exam? For the practical exam, we're having main 3 lessons. Lesson
part will having 3 lessons. Lesson 15 philosophy, the practical lesson 17 complex sprite movement, and lesson 18 collisions. Velocity means the speed of the sprite or how fast to move a sprite in a particular direction. For example, if we need to speed up or to slow down our sprite moving up or down, so we're gonna use velocity y. If we need to move our sprite to the right or to the left, so we're gonna use velocity x. Actually, velocity is just a replacing for the counter we talked before. Here we have 2 samples made using velocity. Here we have the velocity code, and on the other side we're having the counter code. The main difference between the counter and velocity, we can set the velocity at the beginning while creating the sprite here, but counter should be created inside the function loop, okay? I'm sorry, the counter is here on the left. Those are counters and those are velocity code. So if we're gonna use counter, it should be used inside the draw function, okay? And if we're gonna use velocity, we can use it out of the draw function, and velocity could be used as well inside the drawing function, but we can use it outside the drawing function too, okay? This is for the velocity. If we need to move any sprite up meaning we're going to decrease the y value, so we should have a minus value for velocity y. If we need to move any sprite down, so we need to increase or add a positive value for the velocity of y. If we need to move any sprite to the right, so we're gonna a positive number for velocity x to the right, increasing the x, to the left, decreasing the x with a minus velocity x. Okay, here we have velocity and the counter pattern or complex sprite move. Speeding up. To speed up a sprite that has a positive velocity, you need to add to the inside the pattern. So we need to speed up a sprite that already has a velocity value as we're having here. Okay, here we have, or here we set velocity to be -1. So the starting velocity of the flypod is -1. So he will move up. Okay, we need to speed up the moving the character. So we're gonna use a counter and we need to speed him up moving to the top. So we need to add a minus value. We need the minus value to be increased again and again and again. So the y value will be decreased and he will. Here we have another simulation for gravity. The bone will be dropped down. So we started the velocity by 1, a positive value, to increase the value of y and dropping the bone down. Then bone dot velocity y equal bone dot velocity y plus 1. We need to speed up the dropping down of the bone. So we need to add a positive value using a counter inside the drawing loop. The same as the x value. Here we need to speed up the moving to the left. We're going to add a minus value as we decreasing the velocity of the cart. Okay, and we already started moving to the left by adding a -1, and we need to speed up the moving to the left, so we added a counter with the velocity of x by -1. The same as going to the right, but this time we're going to use a positive value. Here we have a different code for slowing down. Okay, slowing down the moving up. Okay, so we start the value by -25. -25, he should move up by -25. Then we need to slow down the moving up, so we're gonna add a plus. Why did we add a plus? We need to drop him down, so we need to increase the value of y by adding a positive number to the negative number, and so on. Here we have a code for stopping our sprite, but this time we need to add a condition. If the plane dot velocity y greater than 0, the plane dot velocity y equal plane dot velocity y -1. If the velocity still greater than 0, he didn't stop, so decrease the value of y, okay, to speed him down and drop until the value will be 0. As long as the value is greater than 0, we're going to deduct a value, okay, inside. We're going to deduct a value, okay, and remember the code inside here, okay, inside the drawing function will be repeated again and again and again. The green block is a repetition block, so what's inside the repetition block will be repeated again and again and again. So as long as the program is working, the value will be decreased by deducting -1. Lesson 18, collisions. Collisions mean the interactions between sprites. Here we have 4 different types of interactions between sprites: displace, collide, bounce off. Here we have samples for collisions or interactions. if we need to have a sprite moving another sprite, so we're gonna use the displace. Displace makes a sprite push another sprite as long as they are touching each other. Collide. Collide makes a sprite stop when it runs into things, such as having a barrier or a constraint, something right. Here we have an alien. When he is the monster, he will move back again. Bounce makes the sprite and the target bounce when touch each other. Okay, here we have a giraffe. Sprites are the target. Okay, here we have the bounce. The bounce makes the sprite and the target bounce when they touch each other. And here we have a sample. Bounce off. Bounce off make the sprite bounce off the target when they touch each other. The target keeps moving as before. Okay, it will move as it was moving before. Okay, so it will.
Okay, guys, now we're gonna see some samples on designing a game on code.org using the collagen, velocity, and the complex move. Here we have a game, reset and run. We're having a basketball. When we click the space bar, it will bounce off and return up again. Okay, as usual, I just set my sprites from animations. I had a basketball and an image for the floor. Back to code from sprites, drag var sprite, change the name to basketball, and I choose the X to be 200 and the Y to be 0. Then I set my sprite, drag this one, and from the drop-down menu, I selected basketball. Guys, if you're having a question, we can have another session for your questions. So please stop raising your hands. After we finish, I'm going to create another session for questions. Okay? So if you have any question, join the coming session. Okay? Then we created the sprite of the floor, and we choose the X and Y to be 200 and 375 from set animation. Select the floor. Okay, this is easy. Then, in the draw function here, we set background to be sky blue or make it blue, any color. Okay, then we have an F statement. F key went down. If we click the space, the basketball will bounce off, and bounce off is one of the collisions code. Okay, you can find them in the sprite. You need to select your sprite and the target. Okay, our target here will be the floor and the sprite as the basketball. So when we click space, it will bounce off. If the basketball y, the y position of the basketball is less than 30. Why do we have the second if statement? We needed to make the ball went down again. Without if basketball dot y less than 30, the ball will not come again. So if y of the basketball less than 30, 30 is almost here. Okay, I'm talking about the y. Okay, so if the ball is here, okay, or went less than 30, its velocity should increase again and went down. So we had basketball dot velocity y. We're moving the ball up, so we're using velocity y. Velocity y equal basketball dot velocity y plus 1. We're going to increase the velocity of y by 1, as long as the drawing loop is repeating the code inside. The velocity of y will keep on increasing by 1. So when we click run, the ball will be dropped down. Click the space bar, it will move up. When it's less than 30, okay, the y position less than 30, it will increase again to drop down. And when we click the space bar again, it will keep on moving up. Okay, this is sample number 1 using the collagen. We used the bounce off. Okay, guys, here we have another sample for using velocity and game lab. Okay, when we click run, we're having a frog. Okay, and when we click the space bar, the frog will move up to avoid the mushroom. How did we do that? Using animation. We selected a frog and a mushroom. From code, we set our sprites and we set the mushroom and 350 and 325 for the y. Then we set animation by selecting the mushroom from the drop-down menu. Then we created the frog sprite inside the draw loop. We set the background, okay, and we created a rectangle here, okay, the small one that represents the floor, okay. You need to set the color of the rectangle, no stroke for the rectangle, we need no frame, okay. The 0 and 360, 0 as the width, 360 as the height, 440 x and y. Okay, our code is f frog.y, the position of the frog, the y position of the frog, greater than 324. Actually, here, if the frog is here, okay, and inside the main if statement, we're having a sub if statement. If key went down on the space bar, if we click the space bar once, key went down means clicking once, and key down, okay, means you need to keep on pressing the button you're using. So the main difference between key down and key went down, you need to keep on pressing. Key went down, you need only one click, okay? So if key went down, we clicked once on the space bar, the frog.velocity y equals -2. We need to raise the frog up. So we need to decrease the y value, okay? As I'm moving the mouse up, the y value will be decreased, so it should be -2. Else, frog.velocity y will be 0. It will be here, the same, no change, okay? So click run, space bar, okay? the condition is true. The frog was here, greater than 324, okay? And the frog velocity decreased, okay? Then it went back. Why did the frog went back? As we're having here another F statement. If the frog position, if the Y frog of the position is less than 30, if the frog went up and it went up greater than 30, okay, the mouse here means it's 22, okay? It will, the frog velocity will be increased by 2. I will increase the Y value again, okay? So it will return back. And here we're having a starting value for the mushroom velocity, x equals -1. Why? We need to move the mushroom to the left. Moving to the left is decreasing. Can you see from here? If we're moving to the left, the x value here will be decreased. So we need to move the mushroom to the left. If mushroom dot x, the value of the x value of the mushroom less than -30, it went away, okay? Here we're having x equals -5, and as if we're moving to the left, okay, it will be 0, then -1, -2, -3. If the mushroom less than 30, the mushroom should come back to x equals 400. So if the mushroom went out of the screen, it should come back again here at x equals 400. Okay? And we're having the flyer game, and we already had a video explaining the flyer game into details, and the video is already posted on Google Classroom. Okay, here we have a lot of sprites. We're having a character, we're having the sun, we're having 2 coins, and we're having frames. Okay, we're having 4 frames for the screen. Our animations are here: a character, the sun, the 2 coins, okay, and the 2 frames, okay. We set our sprites and we added the correct position, the correct location X and Y for each one. As for the coins, we're having random location for each. Do you remember random location? From 0 to 400, having a random location will give the sprite the possibility to move anywhere and to take any X and Y value. Okay? Here we have a bounce off code for the character. If the character bounce off the sun, he will move away. If the character bounce off the frame, the left frame, the right frame, the top frame, he will bounce off and keep inside the screen. And here we have character bounces equal 0.75, the degree of bouncing off. He will bounce off by 0.75, okay? The same, if we need to move the character up, we're going to set a minus velocity for the Y. If we need to move the character to the right, okay, increasing the X value, okay, so we need to increase or add 0.1 to velocity X. If we need to move him to the left, so we're decreasing the X value, so it's 0 minus 0.1, okay? And why did we use here the counter, the plus, with key down? As we said, we need to keep on pressing the right arrow, so we need to use a counter. Here, if we use the key went down, okay, we're gonna press up. We're gonna press once on the up arrow, so we added only -5. The last code here, if the character is touching the coin gold, this one, okay, the coin gold will take a random value for the X, and the same for the Y, it will take a random value for the Y. And the score will be increased by 1. What is a score? A score is a variable, okay? It's added here. We added the variable from here, X equals 0. We changed the X to score and we give it an initial value of 0. Here we're going to increase the value of the variable by 1. And by the way, we're having a video explaining only this game. You're gonna find this video posted on Google Classroom, okay? In tomorrow's practical exam, I'm gonna give you a sample, okay? And you're going to do the same sample. I'm gonna give you the names of the sprite, the locations of the sprite. If you need to do any of the collision code, okay, bouncing off, displace, just bounce, I'm gonna tell you which collision code you need to use, okay? And the background color if needed, if you need to use the frame, and if we need to use the frame, by the way, the frame are images I uploaded here. Okay, they will be uploaded to. If we need to add frames, they will be uploaded to. And the 3 samples are already posted on Google Classroom.